live. Awesome. And just for the people that are watching our recording, thank you for joining. We're the Flying Thermingos, and we're about to do edible gifts and grazing boxes. So we're going to make a start. I'm going to jump over to Donna Briggs Wilson and she'll take it over from there.
Hi everyone, and thank you, Jess. And first up, I just want to put an apology in. My internet isn't very good tonight. I keep switching it around and I'm running 2 devices, but hopefully we are all good. So yes, as Jess said, my name's Donna. I'm based up in Mount Barker in the Adelaide Hills. And tonight I'm going to be making hot chocolate on a stick, which are perfect little gifts. We're making them as teacher gifts, and I'll show you some finished ones as we go, but we will get started. I have it saved in my week. I'll bring it up a bit closer. There we go. Hot chocolate on a stick, and they are so easy to make, very minimal ingredients, and great if you're a chocolate lover, because I hate to say it, there's 4 blocks of chocolate in these. So the first ingredient is 600 grams of dark chocolate. So I have already chopped it all. I actually used a knife to chop the block. It made it a lot quicker. So that is the dark chocolate. So we've got 600 grams. We've got 601. You can use, well, the next ingredient is milk chocolate, 200 grams. If you want it to be a bit sweeter, you can use extra milk chocolate, but we've just stuck by the recipe. So 200 grams. And next, we then have 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg and 30 grams of cocoa. I've added it all in the bowl just to make it a bit quicker tonight. So I'll tip that straight in. And then we go next and we pop the lid on. Lost it already. Oh my goodness, that's okay. Got the lid, and we're just going to blitz all of that chocolate. So we've got 800 grams of chocolate in there. So this is going to be a little bit louder because those blades are super powerful, and it's going to blitz it down to a fine powder in 10 seconds. So here we go. It will probably cut me out. So speed 10 seconds.
This is going to be a great gift. We'll pop the recipe into the chat box in a moment, and we will email everyone the recipes as well.
I'll show you what that looks like after 10 seconds. And you saw how much chocolate that was. It is literally just a powder now. Amazing. That smells amazing. I could just get a spoon and start eating it. The next step is to scrape the sides down. I really don't need to do much, but I'll just get some of that powder down a bit, because then we're going to melt it. All right, bit of a scrape, measuring cup on. So we've got 4 minutes at 60 degrees, speed 1, and then we do an extra bit of time when that one's done. I'm going to jump ahead very quickly. I'll show you in a minute how to actually pour it and put it all together, but here we are, we've got to do it all quickly. Here's some I prepared earlier. So the recipe says that it makes 8, and they have done it based on 100 grams each in a mini muffin tin mold, like so. So this one is the mini muffin tin Verona ones that you can get on the Thermomix mix shop. I wanted to make them just a little bit smaller, because if it made 8 and it's got 4 blocks of chocolate, it's half a block of chocolate in each one. That was a bit too much, so I've actually just used these really small mini muffin trays, and this is how they turn out. Look how cute they are. So it's just poured the chocolate in the silicone mold, you stick the pop stick in, and then cover it in mini marshmallows, and I ended up getting 17 of these, so they're going to be my kids' teacher and kindy teacher or educator gifts. And what we're doing, my kids already want to eat them. What we're doing is I've just got these little cellophane, plastic little cellophane gift bags. I actually got them last year for fudge that we gave to the school. And then I'm just popping it straight in. And then I'm getting some ribbon, and I have printed out, stand up, printed out little labels, hopefully you can read it. So it's a hot chocolate on a stick, and then you just put one into a hot cup of milk and you stir it until it's all melted, and you have your beautiful hot chocolate all made up with marshmallows ready to go. And I've added the ingredients list as well, just so people know what ingredients are in there. And then this is what they're going to look like. So perfect for your teacher gifts, for neighbours, for friends or family. Imagine having all of them like on the kitchen table, and even like Christmas Eve with your kids, and then grabbing one of them and having a hot chocolate on Christmas night. And they are so easy. Like, this is nearly done. I do still have a minute and a half to go, but I'll literally pour it in, and we can wait, but I can show you at the end. Literally just pour the chocolate in here, and then cover it with the marshmallows, and that's it. And I'm gonna have, we've got 17 so far, and this will probably make another 16 or 17.
Wow.
And whoever we've got, we will keep for ourselves or give them to family or friends. I was going to use dark chocolate that I could eat to make it dairy free, but I've just bought Coles brand dark chocolate, which is a bit cheaper to dairy free as well. So really easy.
Donna, I reckon you probably saved yourself like $200.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
I love them. Oh, look at them. They're so cute.
You're going to have so many. Your kids could probably sell them at the front of your house, the batch you're making tonight.
Possibly. Well, they've already got about 10 teachers each. And then they've got a few friends.
Okay.
And drop off some to the neighbours as well. So, and it's just, I mean, it's just a single serve. So I've made them smaller because, if it was only 8, can you imagine how much chocolate's in each one?
I love how they've got the spices in there too. So what spices did you add to yours, Donna?
There's cinnamon and nutmeg in these ones.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Just chocolate, cinnamon, nutmeg and cocoa. And then I bought, my 5-year-old chose these. I mean, you can make your own marshmallows, but we just bought these ones, and they're the rainbow ones. Sorry, that's beeping. Let me have a quick look, because it does say to scrape it down. I'll show you what it looks like. It's nearly ready. That's 4 minutes, but I just want it a little bit smoother, because you want to make sure there's no lumps in there when you're pouring it. So I'll do one more. Has anyone made anything like this before? I hadn't, and I'm so happy I found this recipe. We've got 1 more minute. I think it's just perfect little gift idea. So I love doing this class. Again, we love putting on these classes because we're learning something new a lot of the time as well. I've never made these, and now I think I'm going to be making them for Christmas as well as teacher gifts. So it's absolutely perfect. We all get to learn new things and be inspired.
It's so true, Donna, and it's really one of our favourite benefits of being a consultant, isn't it? The learning. And each time we put on
and I get to do a job at the same time. I've now done the teacher gifts that the kids want to do.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I would have had to have done it every time.
Yeah. Oh, it's just perfect opportunity to make those gifts and to share it with everyone. Thank you, Donna. Yeah. Shall we?
Got 10 seconds. If you wanted me to watch, just do a couple if you want to.
Yeah, we definitely love to watch that. That would be awesome.
There we go.
And of course, people could put different flavours in, couldn't they? Different spice mixes. There's a Christmas spice mix. It's a recipe on Cookie Do, and you could even use that in there as well.
It smells so good. It's good. All right, so we've got our melted chocolate. So I'll do a little bit. I'll just do a couple, and then we'll swap to someone else and keep going before the chocolate sets. So once you put it all in here, you put it in the fridge for about an hour, and then you just keep it in a cool, dry place, like in a container, and it lasts up to 2 months because it's just chocolate. So you can definitely make this one way ahead. I'm going to package them all up, and they're going to be handed out next week as teacher gifts. So here we go. So I'm doing this the wrong-handed here, so hang on. It'll be a little bit awkward, but hopefully you can see. All right, I can't watch the screen because otherwise I'm going to make a big mess. So I just fill them up. Now I did this as well. I made a mess because I just go straight across, but because it's silicone, this is why they say silicone, they just pop straight out. And then you just break off those chocolate bits later and eat them. So there's no waste. So I'll just do 3. And then you just get your pop sticks. These were just from the mix shop as well. And you can get them anywhere, but we've got lots for mix shop. You stick them in the middle, and then you get your little mini marshmallows, and you can be pedantic and you can place them if you like. I find I just kind of chuck them on, and then you need to readjust where the stick goes because the chocolate moves it. That one might be a bit full. And that is all you need to do. You just throw the marshmallow on. And then, now these go in the fridge. Like I was saying, I have sat them on a baking tray. So when I move it, the silicone stays flat as well. So just a little tip, because it's melted chocolate, if you move it, it's going to flex and you don't want all the chocolate to run out. Oh, I lost the marshmallow. All right, 2 more. I kind of I get funny with it, and I have to make sure that all the colors are on there. So that's it. You just do that. Make sure that the marshmallows are touching the chocolate, otherwise it's not going to stay in there. Put them in the fridge for an hour. They literally just pop straight out, and voila, hot chocolate on a stick. Love it.
Lovely. Thank you so much. I reckon a lot of our viewers will be giving that a go this year. Thank you, Donna, for showing us.
Right. I might have to drop you a couple around, Jess, because we've got lots. So
I'll come over and visit and and enjoy one together with you.
Whenever you like. Always welcome. The joys of going around the corner.
That's it. Thank you so much. And we're going to jump. We're going to jump over to Bec over in the Barossa now. Over to you, Bec.
Hi. I'm just going to start. I'm going to try and put my link in. Sorry, I'm on my phone. I'm just going to see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll do it after I'm finished. I just thought this one's not on Cookie Dough, so you can't look it up. No, it won't work. All right, I'll put it in afterwards. So this one's called, on Recipe Community, it's called Tracy's CWA Yo-Yos, or Melting Moment Biscuits. So we've been doing these, I don't even know how long. We used to do these for Mother's Day for the school stalls, and they used to sell like hotcakes, and they are ridiculously easy, like crazy easy. So I'll drop the link in when I'm finished, and I can play with it a bit. But basically it's 5 ingredients. Now it does contain store-bought custard powder for this recipe, but you can leave it out and just use the plain flour, and you can do a mix of plain flour or corn flour, but we'll add some notes kind of at the end to give you. We just use the custard powder because it's really nice. We also sometimes sub in some sort of chocolate powders to make it a little bit different. So we've done it with the basic recipe to start with. And then in the center, we sub out with like a chocolate orange custard instead, and things like that to make it a little bit more interesting, which I think people like. So as I said, it's ridiculously easy. It's kind of almost criminal how easy it is to make these biscuits. You pretty much just throw your butter and your sugar in. So we've got 185 grams of butter, which didn't cut quite enough. Standard back. So just throw your butter in. Don't even have to be, oh, look at that, perfect. The one time I actually get it right. So you put that in, and you also need icing sugar. So if you don't keep icing sugar, like we don't usually, you need to mill your sugar first, which is why it's handy to have a second bowl, because I'm really good at forgetting to mill my sugar before I start a recipe. It's like my super talent. So pop those in. And the recipe gets you to mix them together and then cream them together. And quite honestly, you don't really need to cream them together. I don't really feel like it makes a lot of difference to the recipe. So this one's just 5 second speed 8. So probably won't hear me for a sec. There we go. So then basically all you do is add your custard powder and your flour. So that basically is going to be your basic creaming your butter and sugar together. And then you add 225 grams of plain flour. And as I said, you can actually sub this over. So you can do half plain flour, half corn flour. If you really like, you can do these gluten-free because they don't really rise and they're more like a shortbread. So your gluten-free flour does really well in these. I think we have done them before. I can't remember if we've actually made them gluten-free. We usually give them as gifts, so we don't usually need to. So there's your flour, and 45 grams of custard powder. Chuck him in. Custard powder weighs like nothing, so it's actually more than you think. Cool. All right, so once you've done that, all you need to do, I'm pretty sure we just mix it together. So I'm not going to show you doing that. I'll show you what it looks like at the end. But basically what you get is a dough that isn't quite together. So what you can do is just keep mixing it until it forms. Like open up the lid. If it hasn't formed into a dough by itself, you just use your scraper to scrape it down, scrape it together, turn it on again for a little bit longer. But you should have something that falls apart kind of like a clumpy dough, and then you form it together in your hands, which I'll do in a minute. But you basically shape it into a little log like these. Now the awesome thing about this is you don't have to make them and bake them on the same day. So this has been sitting in the fridge for a few hours. I did these earlier today. So if you've got like a hot day that you don't want to turn on the oven, but you want to get your prep done, you can start prepping your logs. And we're going to share with you also a bunch of other cookie recipes that are really cool for sharing for Christmas and making for yourself. So this one here is the red and green shortbread off Cookie Dough. This one's an amazing gift that you then dip in chocolate. So we've got that one as well. And we also have, this one's another one from Recipe Community. This is the best ever chopped chip cookies. We also used to sell these at school Father's Day stalls. And every year, everyone used to comment on how amazing our cookies are. It's because they have 2 different types of sugar. 2 different types of sugar is always going to make things good. So what we'll do, if you want to cross to somebody else, I'll get this ready and pop it in the oven, and I'll show you what to do with the rest of the recipe. It's like insanely simple.
Wonderful. And I love how you showed us those logs too, Bec. Thank you so much. I'm sure your family will love eating all those bickies.
We have so many. It's great.
That's so good. And we can also put those logs wrapped up into the freezer, can't we? Ready for make them way ahead, and you can bring them out when unexpected guests come, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, this is half the recipe. So this is only one of them. So every recipe makes about 2 logs.
Yes.
These or more. So yeah, so you can use some now and you can bake some later by putting them in the freezer.
Yeah. So handy. Thank you, Bec. We'll look forward to seeing those in a moment. And we're crossing over to you, Jamie, down south. There we go.
Hello, thank you. I'm making the pesto terre and share Christmas tree bread. Again, I love being part of this team because I'm trying something that I wouldn't have tried pre-owning a Thermomix and surprising myself. So this recipe overall takes a bit over 2 hours. So I've done a bit of prep so I can get most of it done, so I can show you in bits and pieces the exciting parts. So I've already made my dough and I've made my pesto. Overall, this was 2 hours and 20 minutes, but 25 minutes of prep time, so I've skipped that. I've made my dough and I'm going to the exciting part of assembling it. The dough took 5 minutes in knead mode. It consisted of milk, butter, flour, yeast, sugar, egg, and salt. And the pesto takes 40 seconds to get this nice generous serve. And that's parmesan, garlic, baby spinach, walnuts, olive oil and salt, and 40 seconds, and that was done. So I pre-made that and put it in the fridge. So I've got my dough. The recipe does ask you to wrap it in cling film to let it proof. you don't need to do that. If you've got a large mixing bowl with a lid, just pop it in there and put it in a warm place on top of your oven or whatever you like, and it'll proof just fine. So skipping to this, I've got a lightly floured surface, and I'm shaping the dough into roughly 24 centimetres by 18 centimetres. This is going to be the top. So then I'm going to shape the other half of my dough into the same. I'm just going to move that over there, hopefully without ruining it. This is the second half. It's a really nice dough. When it first came out of the Thermomix bowl, it was really quite sticky. So it took a little bit of persistence to get it all out, but then the pre-clean mode on the dough cleaned up my bowl just nice. So I'm just going to roll this out the same as the other one, and this is going to be the base. I'm using my Thermomix baking mat, so I don't have to try and juggle it assembled and lose it on the floor. It's going to stay on this mat and transfer straight to an oven tray. Let's get this a bit bigger. All right, now the next step is to spread out our pesto. Pesto is amazing. If you have leftover basil or extra basil that's on sale, make yourself some pesto, freeze it in stock cubes, keep it for potato salads, pasta dishes, pizza bases. It's really handy. It smells delicious. Pity you can't smell it. I'm just spreading this on evenly. It does ask you to leave a border at the edges. We do, and so now I'm covering the first one over the second one, and it's going to ask me to, whoops, hang on. I'll brush the edge, sorry, with beaten egg. Whoops. That'll just be to glue them down. And now onto the fun part. I'm going to cut it out to make a Christmas tree. This is going to save me cutting up my baking mats. You can get them from the mix shop. Basically, I'm going to start with the trunk. So 2 lines there. And then I'm going to take off the corners. I'm going to twist these up and keep them for small extra decorations. And I'm going to make my tree shape. You could use a plastic knife, I guess, if you don't have one of these.
Jamie, could you remind me what this dish is actually called?
This is the pesto tear and share.
Okay. I've typed in pesto Christmas tree and it didn't come up, so thank you.
Yeah, this is definitely not something I would have tried a couple of years ago. So I'm quite grateful for my Thermomix journey. I suppose my family would be too, because they get to eat this stuff. I'm just cutting slices in along the edges, but not all the way to the center. And these are going to be my Christmas tree branches. They don't need to be perfect. Just a section, then you take the bottom section, or you can start from the top if you want, and we're going to twist it a couple of times. Oops. And that forms our branches. We're going to do the same all the way to the top. They don't need to be perfect. They don't need to be level. They'll bake and just look lovely.
That looks very fancy. I love the shaped breads we can make so easily in the Thermomix. Looks so effective.
It's something people are going to think you spent hours on it, or they're going to ask you where you got it from. So good for a barbecue. I guess if it wasn't Christmas, you could make it into some other pattern.
An Easter tree. We the other day we made like a choc hazelnut Christmas star, and that's another fun one to make that's you can find in Cookie Doo. Is there anyone on the call tonight that hasn't got Cookie Doo? You can do a 30-day free trial if you'd like to look at these recipes. We will email you with a list of all the recipes we've made or we've spoken about as well.
Okay, so I'm going to transfer this onto a baking tray, and it's going to proof for 15 minutes. In the recipe, in the tips and tricks, it can tell you, it does tell you, you can blitz up a little bit of extra parmesan. So when this is about to go in the oven, I'll baste it with my egg wash, and then I can sprinkle it with a little extra parmesan to give it a bit of extra cheesy flavour. And then I'll bake it, and I will show you what it looks like at the end.
Fabulous. Thank you, Jamie. That really made it much easier. I don't know that I have made a Christmas tree shape, so I'm going to give that a go. Thank you. Of course, we could put other flavours in too, couldn't we? We could do a red pesto one, like with sun-dried tomatoes and different things, and olives. That sounds great. Thank you, Jamie, for showing us.
Thank you.
We're going to jump over to you, Karen. Karen's on the other side of town, so we're going to fly over to you. Thank you, Karen.
Hi, everyone. I'm down in the northeastern suburbs. So I'm going to be making for you a chocolate salami tonight. So I'm a bit like Jamie, I'm getting better with my cooking and experimenting with my Thermomix. And so I hadn't even heard about this recipe until Jess said about making it. So I've had a bit of a trial run today to get through to see what it is going to look like. So I've just started making it. It's asking for 200 grams of milk arrowroot biscuits that I've already chopped up because they are quite loud. So I thought I'd do that first and then just show you roughly chopped. So then we'll move on to the next bit. So we've done the chopping of the biscuits. And then it's asking for us to take them out. I should have done that. To take the biscuits out and transfer them to a separate bowl. We'll move on to the next one. So it's asking for 100 grams of dried fruit and nut mix. So I made it this afternoon with raisins and apricots and almonds. And this one's going to have sultanas, apricots and almonds in it. And it's 100 grams. and chop them up. Might be a bit loud again because it's got almonds in it. So it's just going to go for 5 seconds. Transfer them out, so just roughly chopped these ones are. We've got a apricot that's stuck on the blade. I'll just get him out. And then we're going to make some icing sugar. So no need, now you've got a Thermomix, no need to buy any icing sugar. So it's asking for 80 grams of raw sugar. And this is going to go on the outside of the salami. Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? Chocolate salami. It'll be a bit loud again. So, and there's the icing sugar. I don't know if you can see that. So we'll just put him back in the bowl. Might be easy to see. There we go. There's the icing sugar. That was not too bright. Just pop that aside. I would say we're up to doing all the chocolate. Yes, we are. So 100 grams of dark chocolate. I got the 40% dark chocolate today. Broken into pieces. And pop the lid on. Speed 7. This will be quite loud because it's chocolate.
Love to hear if anyone's made this one. It does look quite unusual when you make it, but when you cut it up, it looks very effective. And Karen's got her double-ended brush there that she was using to clean her thermi. Yes. It's one of my favourites too.
Okay, just wants us to scrape down the sides to get all that chocolate down to the bottom because we'll be melting all that lovely chocolate. Get back on. Measuring cup. And then this is going to take 3 minutes, Jess.
Yep, no worries. So you're melting the chocolate now?
Yes, I can show you the finished product if you want me to.
Yeah, that would be great. Sure.
This is one that I did earlier with the apricots, almonds and raisins. So I've just put some colourful ribbon around it for Christmas. So I'll show you the...
Looks lovely.
But it's sort of...
Yeah, bring it a bit closer for us, Karen.
It looks like salami. Just turn it on the side.
It looks like salami, doesn't it?
But it doesn't taste like it. Believe me. I've actually cut it up. I don't know if you can see that. So I've actually cut it up into little thin slices.
Looks great.
Took some to the grandchildren's school function that night, and that was very popular.
That looks so cute. That looks really nice. Now, Karen, you showed us a picture earlier and it was in a box. Is that what you took with you, or do you have that box to show us?
I do, yes. I'll just get that for you. Sorry.
And Donna's wondering, what did you wrap your salami in, Karen?
That's wrapped in baking paper.
Yeah.
So, and you just twist it on the ends, just enclose it all, and then put it in the fridge for 3 hours.
Great.
I made the Christmas spice today as well. So here's
that's so useful, that spice. Let's hold it up a little higher and a little closer to us, if you can. I don't want you to lose your food. So what have you got in there? Can you tell us, Karen?
So I've made sausage rolls today, and then I've made the Christmas spice mix.
Yes.
Dukkha, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, Dukkha,
yes,
whichever university you went to, and the chocolate butter biscuits.
Oh wow!
You're sliding forward, so
I don't want you to lose your food, but that's
cooking spree today.
Oh, fantastic! That sounds amazing, and it looks really cute as well.
These grazing boards are fantastic.
Oh,
so I only got them delivered the other day, so I've made use of it already.
Yeah, perfect. And they're available in our mix shop in the large size and the small. I'm going to be showing both the sizes as well. I've got mine filled as well. But good on you. And they do come with a lid. They do come with a lid. And one of my tips is and I'll tell you that maybe when I show mine. I'll show you I'll tell you a tip when I do mine, which everyone will soon learn. I may as well say it now that I've started, but we need to find low jars, jars that are going to fit in that grazing box. If you want to pop the lid on, you'll need your containers to be quite low. So keeping all those, the salsa, what are they? Taco salsa dip jars that you can sometimes get. They're nice and flat and low. They would fit in. But I just noticed when I started filling my grazing box today that, you need to find jars that are sort of fat and low, and they will be the best ones for the grazing box. And
we've just melted chocolate. And I've just reserved 3 tablespoons of the icing sugar that is for the outside of the salami, and the rest goes in with your melted chocolate. That's my next one I just did.
Okay.
50 grams of butter, room temperature. And 3 egg yolks.
So it's got a bit of protein in there.
But all low calorie, of course, with all that chocolate, Jess.
Oh, of course. Wow.
So, and then we'll just mix all that up together. So speed pour for 30 seconds.
Okay. And that's pretty much done, is it, Karen? That mixture's done.
It is just about, yes, we just put all the nuts back and your biscuits back, and it all gets mixed up together, and then you just shape it into a salami, and then just pop it in the fridge for 3 hours, and then voila.
Yeah.
Awesome. A little bit extra on the end.
Yep. Oh, thank you so much for showing us how to do that, Karen. That seems like a pretty easy one as well.
It's nice and quick too.
Yeah, quick and easy.
Do you want me to? I'll just keep going, and then someone
else? Sure.
Okay.
You can show us popping those extra things in, and then we're going to jump. Ooh,
the Bacardi goes in as well. I better tell you about that.
Surprise ingredient.
I know. Well, it says 50 grams of rum, so we're putting in.
Yeah.
Between 30 and 50 grams of rum. So,
very festive.
Yes.
Now we're talking, says Donna.
Yeah. So it's actually gone up to 41. A slight slip at the Okay, so that's it, Jess. Basically just everything together and mix it up and then shape it into the salami shape.
Oh, great. Thank you. So that goes in the nuts and the bickies and all done. Excellent. Thank you so much for showing us that. We'll jump back to you at the end, but we're going to jump over to the other kitchens now as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jess.
Donna's got a really quick tip of how to clean your bowl once you've been doing chocolate or making her chocolate sticks.
I have. So I finished putting all the pop sticks and the marshmallows on top. That's now resting in the fridge. There was still leftover chocolate in there. You can't get every little smidge out. So my best tip, don't waste it. Pop some milk in. I did about 500 grams because both my kids are going to have it. And rather than cleaning the bowl, clean your bowl with milk. So I popped about, half a litre of milk. I think I set it for about 3 minutes and I had it at 70 degrees just to warm it up, but not too hot for the kids. I did speed 4 and then I did speed 8 for like 5 seconds at the end just to make it a bit frothy. And so why would you waste this when you make beautiful hot chocolate afterwards? That is nice and warm. I can't drink it because it's not dairy-free chocolate, but look at that. So all that chocolate was literally dark milk chocolate and cocoa, and now I've got hot chocolates for the kids and I can give them a couple of marshmallows. So don't wash it away. Rinse the bowl with milk.
Yay. Thanks, Donna. That's a great tip. And I love how you frothed it as well. We can always froth our milk up high for 20 seconds and there you go. Awesome. Thanks for that great tip.
Well, you're welcome.
Enjoy. And we might jump over to my kitchen now. And I would love to show you what I've been up to. And I whipped it up super quick just before our class. So it just shows you how much you can achieve with your Thermomix. I can't wait to show you my grazing box in just a moment. But I thought often at these classes, people want to see meringues or pavlovas. I'd love to hear if any of you guys have tried them and if you've had any trouble with them. Love to hear in the chat box because I'm going to have a go at doing it live for you now and giving you my best tips. Even if I haven't followed them right now, my first best tip is to give your Thermomix a wash with some water and vinegar. Heat it up I just did it for 5 minutes earlier today. But put your butterfly in as well. That's got to be in your vinegar wash too. Unfortunately, this particular bowl I haven't done that with because I quickly washed it before this class, but didn't do the vinegar wash. So hopefully it still works for us tonight. But yeah, making sure you do a vinegar wash with your butterfly in too. Going to get rid of any of the fats before you whip up your egg whites. So I'm just using a recipe called meringues. And what I did was whisked up the icing sugar first. So if you haven't whisked up your icing sugar, do that first and then do your vinegar wash. And then you're good to go. Make sure you separate your egg whites and get no yolk in. The yolk will make your pav or meringue not work. We don't want that fat in there. So this particular one, so I've done the sugar. So I'm going to scroll down to step 3 and I'm going to tap on the paragraph. That's how you're going to skip parts of your recipe quickly. And it's telling me to pop the butterfly on. I'm going to pop that on in the middle, give it a little twist. And now it's saying 4 egg whites at room temperature for this particular recipe. And I've got those in. Hopefully I separated them well. And a pinch of fine salt. Put a little pinch in. And then we're going to pop that lid on without the measuring cup because we want the air to get in. And I'm just going to set that going for 4 minutes. That's heating at 37 degrees. It's just warming and whipping. So we'll hopefully see some nice stiff egg whites soon. The next step is literally just to put all this sugar in very slowly after this 4 minutes. I'll show you what the egg whites look like. And then we're going to slowly pop it in while it's whisking. And that will be our mixture. What I will do then is I will pop that mixture into my piping bag. This is one of my favourite items from the mix shop, and it can make anyone look like an amazing baker, even me. So what happens is this one has lots of different fittings, so I've chosen that fitting, and that will give us a little shape on our meringue. And this is the way I do it. I put the one with the thread, there's a thread on that. I pop that inside, I think, and then I pop it in to the piping bag. It's going to make a liar out of me now. How did I do it last time? Maybe I put it on that way. Put it on top. We'll try that. Then pop it in the piping bag. Yep, it's poking out. Then you pop your little thread ring on and twist it on, and you're good to go. Once I've got my meringue mixture, it's getting nice and thick in there. Then what I do is I get something tall and I pop that in. This is how I put buttermilk icing in, or any of those things in that you want to pipe. So you're going to bring down your piping bag. I'm going to make it a bit shorter. There we go. And then I'll be able to pour my meringue mixture in there, and then I'm going to pipe it. Hopefully it's nice and thick, and it will cook my meringues nicely. Now, I did that earlier today. I'm going to show you the finished product, and then I did lots of other things today. Had a lovely day. When I came back, quickly popped on some lemon curd and some fruit coulis. I'll show you what they look like. I also popped on some flavoured nuts because I really want to show you some nuts that you could put in a grazing box as well. But this is one of the lemon curds. There's another one, so I got 2 jars. And I chose a small jar that would fit in my grazing box. I might show you my grazing box now. One of them, I got 2 of them. I went a bit crazy getting stuff ready, and it literally did not take very long at all. But that's why I didn't get to do my hair properly. I was cooking instead. Anyway, I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring the camera down a little more. So I've got my lemon curd, but I've got a little mini one in here. And as I was saying before, you want your jars fairly low if you want them to fit in your grazing box. So there is some beautiful lemon curd I made literally probably an hour and a half ago. So it's going to set a bit more. And what I've got in here is my meringues that I made. I'll bring it a little closer. I'll just show you. So mine, it was a little bit runny. So when I piped it, you can't really see the piping now. But anyway, I've got stacks and stacks of mini meringues, and that's what we're making right now. They're looking amazing. And I also popped on some local strawberries and made some berry coulis. Super simple. It was berries, a little tiny bit of sugar, some lemon juice, and that's about it. Cooked and whizzed in the thermi and simply poured into a jar. That's some berry coulis that's going to go. And this is like a DIY, make your own little mini meringue set that I could take somewhere with me. So we've got the mini meringues. We've got whipped cream. That's what the white bowl is. A bit much there. We've got a bit of fruit, some cherries even, strawberries. And then we got the strawberry coulis and the lemon meringue. So this you could take with you, and people can make their own DIY meringue. So there's that one, and there is a lid. The lid's over here. The lid almost fits on. But this jar was a little bit tall, so I've got to find one that's a bit shorter. Maybe I'll give that feedback to head office and they might find some short jars for us that will be perfect to fit in here. But as you can see, there's the lid on there too, and then you can transport that one somewhere. But I would definitely put a lid on my lemon coulis and the lemon curd and the fruit coulis. while you're traveling. So this is super cute. And the next step was just to slowly put your sugar in, but I'll show you what the egg whites are looking like. That's just 4 egg whites. And the next thing, and you can see it's nice and stiff, the next thing you do is pop the sugar in slowly. Piping tip goes on the outside of the bag. I'll have another go. Thanks, Julie. So I'm going to turn this on to speed 3. And now it's saying to pop the sugar in slowly. I have a spoon. There it is. And you're literally going to pop that in very slowly. All of it. And you've got like about 3 minutes. And I'm just going to shake in. You could shake it in. Sometimes I put it around the edge like this. And then spoon it in slowly. Let's tip that around the edge. And then you could like get a helper or somebody to slowly put it in for you as well. So we'll do that. While that's happening, I'm going to jump over to Bec if she's ready, and then I'd love to come back over to you over because I would love to show you what's in my mini platter box as well. I'll give you a sneak peek, but I would love to show you what I popped in there. And literally I did this very quickly, an hour before the class. I pretty much started this prep apart from the pavlovas. So I'd love to show you that. And also show you some raw chocolates I made. But let's jump over to Bec quickly too while I do the part.
Okay, I'm going to show you kind of what happens. So I mixed it for 40 seconds at 4.5 speed and tipped out the dough. So I'm just going to pop it down a little bit so you can see. So you pretty much just tip it onto a thermomat or a piece of greaseproof paper or straight onto your bench, whatever makes you happy. It'll come out in kind of clumps like I was talking about, so it's not going to be like a solid sticky dough. It's very buttery, so you can pretty much just push it together, which is pretty awesome, and then just roll it out. So I find it's easier. I halve the mixture and I baked half while we were waiting. To make this a little bit faster, but you just push it together. The faster you work, the better, because the butter starts to melt. So this is starting to get a little bit sticky, but you pretty much just roll it into a little log, whatever shape. I found that people appreciate them a little bit smaller rather than bigger. In the past, I used to make them probably about that big in the little log. And people, once you've got 2 of them together with the mixture inside of it, it tends to be a little bit big for people. So I found if you halve your mixture and then roll it out into a log about the size of your greaseproof paper that you're going to wrap it in, that makes it a little bit better. So I've already got my little log that I showed you before. This one's been in the fridge. You do probably want to refrigerate them for a little bit just so they hold their shape better. And I can just show you pretty much all you need to do. You don't want to cut on your mat. Remember, you can't use anything sharp on your mat. You don't want to score the surface. So always use a chopping board. You just cut your little bits in, like 0.5 centimetre or 1 centimetre pieces. And then all you need to do is take each bit and roll them into a little ball. The best thing about rolling them into a log first, because you don't have to, the best thing about doing it this way is all the bits are kind of the same size. Because you have to pair them up and put the cream inside them, you really want them to have kind of the same size. So to make the filling, which is also included in the recipe, as I said, you can alter that with different flavours. You pretty much just chuck all your ingredients straight into your bowl. So I've already done that because I don't think you need to see it again. And then you mix it together, 10 seconds, speed 4, and that's it. It's like an icing. And then all you do, so with these ones here, what you want to do is grab a floured fork and literally just give them a little squash. So they've got a cute little indent in the top of them. You do them all, you throw them on a tray and bake them for 12 minutes. They cook really, really fast. So I'll show you what they look like. So they don't really grow in size. This is pretty much what you get. So yeah, all these little uniform little cookies. I try to match them up with size. Like these ones are probably a little bit bigger. So you're just trying to match them up. And then with your icing that you've got, I've made some a little bit earlier. You pretty much just want to grab a tiny little, try this one, tiny little knife full. Just put a little bit in there. Got that one, and just squish them together and you have a melting moment. We bought tiny little bite-sized ones from the markets, which I thought were really awesome. The kids really loved like the tiny little mini ones. So you can pretty much make them any shape that you want and any flavor that you want. Yeah, they are. They're really expensive, Jess. And it's kind of criminal. Besides the butter's gone up in price. So they're a little bit more expensive than they used to be. But it is crazy how easy they are to make. Versus how much they cost to buy in the shop. So what I've done is pop them into a little box for a gift. So we give these to our neighbours every year. We have really noisy chickens. So to say sorry for our noisy chickens and our really loud children, we gift biscuits to the neighbours every single year. So what I've done in these ones is those red and green shortbreads and sugar cookies, which you can decorate as well, which the kids will do tomorrow. There's melting moments. And then we've got a choc chip version of the best ever choc chip cookies. And then we've done one with peanut butter pieces as well. So we've made a little variety. But there's a bunch of other ones on Cookie Do and on Recipe Community. So we're going to put together a little handout of all the different festive biscuits that you can make for your neighbours and friends and family. And if you're like me, you can like grease over the lovely neighbours next door with your beautiful biscuits. I think that's it.
Oh, fabulous presentation. Thank you, Bec. And that looked absolutely gorgeous, your biscuit tin and those mini melting moments. I'm definitely going to give that a go because I love melting moments and I always thought they were too hard. So I don't think I've ever made them, maybe once 10 years ago. So that looks absolutely gorgeous. That would probably cost $50 for that tin, wouldn't it? At least.
So these are a few dollars from, I think, the Reject Shop. We got them a few years ago, but it's something they have every year. Either that or we just get baskets. My partner's dropping ice on me. We just get baskets and just pop them in cellophane and wrap them up in like little groups. We usually do gingerbread cookies and get the kids to decorate them and then try to offload the best ones that we have to the neighbours. And we just wrap them, we let them set and then we wrap them in cellophane and wrap them up pretty and put them in a basket and then send them next door.
Oh, fantastic. Your neighbours are very lucky.
Yeah. We'll have noisy chickens. So yeah.
You probably give them eggs as well. They're probably very lucky neighbours.
We do, yeah.
Thank you so much, Bec. And I'm aware we've just gone over time, so I'll quickly finish my bit and then we'll jump over and see Jamie's and the other ladies what they've finished up with as well. But I just wanted to show you, it came up beautifully, the meringue. I have filled my jar and piping bag so far. I would normally fill it a little more, so you get your piping bag up a bit higher and put a bit more in. But right now I'm just going to do that amount, because I've got a few more little things that are whipped up that I'd love to show you. And as Bec said, we're going to give you a handout. And Bec is the creator of those amazing handouts. So we'll get you one of those with all the recipes on there that we've been doing. And we've been showing you a fair few as well. So now I'm just going to grab this. It is leaking a little bit out of my piping bag, but let's just grab it and I'll show you that you can then pipe it into however big you want it. And then we're going to put it in an oven. It's 90 degrees, so for about 2.5 hours. So that's what I did with mine. And then they're all ready. I literally put them on a couple of hours before the class. I didn't even let them cool in the oven because then I needed the oven to get hotter for the nuts that I was making. I'm going to pop them in at 90 degrees after the class. And I was making some nuts. I made 2 different types of nuts on trays. Again, the rose gold trays. One of them is a spicy nut, this side, super quick and easy. I always have cashews and almonds in bulk, so I pop just those nuts, but you could choose whatever nuts. These are fantastic for Christmas gifts. They're delicious. We'll probably eat these batch ourselves, I reckon. My partner loves them, but they're very good to wrap up as well. Just make sure your recipient is not allergic to nuts, but there's a spicy nut, and this side is a sweet one. So there's cranberries and the Christmas spice mix I put in there. Right in the middle, I grabbed this cheese. It's huge, so probably wouldn't set it up like this next time, but this was from the farmer's market. But I just chucked it in there. That it doesn't quite work, but that's all right. We've got our nuts in there. That's what I wanted to show you. This is the smaller bamboo box. It does have a lid as well, so perfect for smaller items that you want to take. And any jars you've got that you want to repurpose, this has got nuts in it as well. This was a bit of both of the types of nuts, and you could put a beautiful ribbon on there and repurpose your jars into gift jars. That's why I've got this maple syrup jar here. Perfect. You could probably put some coulis or lemon curd in that and gift that as well, or some homemade Baileys. So keeping your jars, keeping boxes, and you could repurpose them at Christmas time as gift holders as well. It's really funny, but I do have 2 more things to show you. I don't know how I managed to do it all very, very quickly. This little thing here is a fancy mold that's from the mix shop. I made raw chocolate last night, so I did get a little bit prepped last night and made these chocolates. They come out super easily, and there goes one. I'll just let Tammy in. Tammy's trying to get in. There goes one chocolate on the ground. The dog is probably going to try and get that. But look how cute they come out. They've got the ripple on there. Oops, I nearly lost it again. It's got the ripple marks, and I was planning to put some of those into my other gift box that has the meringues. But yeah, that just to show you that they're great little gifts as well. And this silicone mold is super great. And like Donna, I just poured it in really quickly, and you get the nice drip marks that you get to eat afterwards. And one of my favourite biscuits that we did and learned at a cooking class years ago, which will pop in your email as well, it's called chili and fennel parmesan, and it was meant to be in my savoury gift box. I was going to make a savoury gift box, but it's anyway. And this one is another one like Bec's. You're going to make rolls, and it's great because I've rolled it up in my thermomat and just popped it in the fridge like that. It says to do cling wrap, but you can just do your thermomat, and you could even freeze it. When you're ready, all you do, there's two rolls like this. All you do is you slice them, you put a little bit of egg wash on them, and then you dip them in fennel and chili. They've got parmesan in there, and it's shortbread. It's absolutely delicious. I would highly recommend you make these as well. One of my favorites. And yeah, just giving you a little sneak peek there tonight, showing you that you can use your thermomat, and super quick and easy to make, like Bec showed us with the melting moments. So I'll finish those later. And let me see. Let's jump over to Jamie, because she's made our Christmas tear apart pesto bread, and we would love to see what that looks like, Jamie. Oh.
Hey, I've got it out of the oven, so I did cover it in in an egg wash, and I did sprinkle some grated parmesan over it. Gives it a nice effect, and that's it there.
Beautiful. That's huge. It's really big too.
It is quite big. It's almost the size of the mat. Now, with the pieces that I cut off, so I wasn't wasting them, I just twisted them into random shapes. And these are the bits I will eat myself before everyone gets here.
Yum. What a great idea. No wastage there.
No.
Oh, thank you. And are you going to be able, because you practiced this the other day, is your family going to be able to eat another one, Jamie?
Oh, I did give the first one away. I kept the decorative.
Oh. Did you take it to work or something, Jamie?
No, I just gave it to someone that was home not well.
Oh, that's lovely. Lovely. Thank you so much for joining us, Jamie, and showing us what you've learned and showing us how easy it is to make that. And it's a great gift that it can become.
Yeah, thank you.
And Karen, would you like to show us what ended up happening with your mixture?
I just turn myself off mute. So I ended up putting it on my mat also, because I found that it's quite sticky if you just put it on the baking paper. And then I transferred it over to the baking paper and then shaped it, and then it's been in the fridge just for that short time, probably not long enough. So, and there we go. That's the next stage. And the inside. And then all sliced up.
Yeah.
There we go.
It looks absolutely gorgeous, especially sliced up.
It
Perfect,
does. So
perfect for
quick.
gifting or taking.
Yeah, and you could probably put it in cellophane bags as well if you've got teachers' presents to give out.
Yeah, definitely.
Work.
Good idea. Thank you so much for sharing that with us tonight, Karen.
No worries.
And we'll jump over. Bec's not in her kitchen. We'll jump over to Donna. And Donna, did you want to tell us about the special that's on at the moment and how much you love it as well?
Oh, hang on. Sorry, just trying to work my phone. Would that be the second bowl offer, Jess? For
It would be.
$29? Yep, for only $29. You've only got a few more days. What are we, the 8th? You've only got 4 more days to take up this month's current promotion. So when you invest in your Thermomix TM6 by the 12th, you can add a second complete bowl blade and lid set for only $29. So they're valued at $375. I could not live without my second bowl. We used one, like I used this one earlier today. I've actually got 3 bowls, but and then switched over and we made dinner and we literally chucked everything in the wash, and then I've got a fresh one today, which is perfect, especially because I was melting chocolate. Like Jess's tip with the meringue, obviously a different tip, but if you're wanting to melt chocolate, you need to make sure your bowl is completely dry. So you wouldn't want a freshly washed one unless you can have it completely dry if you're melting chocolate. But yes, interested or you know of anyone, make sure they get in touch with their consultant ASAP because it's really good. I'll just show you as well. So these have been in the fridge for an hour now, and I just wanted to show you how quickly they pop out. So that's why I love the silicone ones. If I just pop that back down a little bit, they literally just, I haven't actually tested to make sure they are ready, but whatever, we're live. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. And it's all like, it's perfectly smooth. Look at that, easy. And then I've just been wrapping them all up, getting them all prepped, ready to go. So each kid has chosen different gift bags. So I've got candy canes, I've got some Santa ones, and then I've just got some clear ones as well. They were just from a cheap shop last year. I'm sure you can find them. But yeah, and a little bit of ribbon. And look how fancy they look.
They look absolutely gorgeous. What was that last bit, Donna?
Might be able to sell the teachers some Thermomixes.
Yeah, hopefully they're watching as well and they can see how easy it was to make their gift. But you've made them look absolutely gorgeous. And we've got a question from Michael. So with the hot chocolate things, do you put them in hot milk or water? Good question, Michael.
Well, I suppose if you didn't want as much dairy, you could do water, but it does say a cup of hot milk, and then you just stir it in there until it melts, and then yeah, a nice beautiful hot chocolate with marshmallow drink for whatever occasion it might be. And I have so many of these now, but we have a massive list of teachers. Hopefully we can get back to school next week. Lots of teachers' gifts and kindy gifts, and then they've got picked out a couple of friends as well. So
Oh,
Yeah,
very
beautiful.
lucky. Very lucky. Thank you so much, Donna, for sharing that. And I know all of us have experienced loving our second bowl. So thank you for sharing that offer as well. And especially Bec. Bec has had a Thermomix for many years and didn't have the second bowl until recently. We'll jump over to Bec and hear how she's loving hers as well. But I just wanted to show you there the chocolates I just took out of that mold, except for the one that fell on the ground. It did get a dent, but yeah, this is raw chocolate, so made completely from scratch, and I put in cinnamon bark and tangerine oils into this one for flavor, so you can flavor them. We'll give you the recipe for that as well. And thank you to my team for coming on and a busy time and presenting tonight. Thank you to everyone for joining us. I hope you learned something, and we'd love to see photos. Send your consultants some photos, or jump onto our Facebook pages and share what you're making to inspire everyone as well. And so I hope you have a great Christmas. And Bec, we'll finish up with you. Let's hear how you're loving your new bowl that you just got last week for the first time.
Yeah, I love it. I've wanted it for years, and it's kind of never been a good time to buy one. So I was really lucky they had 20% off last week. So I'm like, this is a great time to buy. So, but yeah, the $29 offer is amazing. And I'm super jealous that I bought my Thermomix a year earlier and I didn't get it. A lot of my friends got it. So I was like telling them how jealous I was. So it is absolutely amazing. Tonight the first time we used it, so we made laksa for dinner. And even though it doesn't transfer any flavor over from your savouries to your sweets, sometimes it's just that mind thing that you can still smell the curry on the bowl. You just want to use a clean bowl to make sweets. So it was really good to be able to throw that one in the dishwasher and then grab the fresh one and clean it. Although there's also the 2-minute clean function as well. So you can make so much more with what you're doing. And that was the awesome thing about the biscuits that I forgot to say before, is we literally just kept on making different batches of biscuits without washing the bowl all the way through. But it's really handy to have that second bowl to be able to make the icing without having to clean the bowl in between. So there's lots and lots and lots of great things about having a second bowl.
Yeah, awesome. I was so pleased when I heard you were getting one and you hadn't had one. And how lucky, like you said, how lucky some people start with 2 bowls. I know myself, I was a consultant. I started to earn my Thermomix 11 and a half years ago. I wanted a TM31, and the only way I could get it was doing the earn program as well. And I just missed out on earning the second bowl, because back then we needed 10 sales to get a second bowl. And I made 9 sales in my startup period. And these days, you only need 6 sales to earn your Thermomix. And with that 6th sale, you also get a second bowl. So, yeah, it took me about 18 months before I got my second bowl. And when I got it, never look back. So right now, yeah, you can. If you're wanting to add to your Thermomix collection, you can get another TM6, or you might be upgrading. You could have a few cousin Thermomixes helping you. And like the ladies have said, the great opportunity. We've also got 36 months interest free, which is finishing on the 12th as well. So both offers are finishing on the 12th, about noon Eastern Standard Time. It's about 11:30 here in South Australia in the daytime. That offer finishes. So like Donna said, contact your consultant and you can talk to them, get their purchase link, and you can get your TM6 coming very, very soon. And thank you again, everyone. I'm going to press stop on the recording. And I hope everyone who watched the recording enjoyed it as well. And remember to reach out to your consultant. We love hearing from you. We love hearing questions, and we love seeing what you're making too. If anyone would like to stick around and talk about the business opportunity and joining our team or someone else's team, then please stick around. I'm going to press stop recording. There we go.